The slowdown in manufacturing is due in part to slower global growth, and that's being felt by factory owners and workers in the Rust Belt. Kayla Tausche went to Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Wisconsin to get their perspective.
This graphite machine shop in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania is still humming and sawing, but it's quieter than it used to be.
What about the people who used to service these?
So they are not here working anymore.
How many were there?
We have over the about 6 people have been laid off totally.
That's 15% fewer workers at Amerisource Metals, which makes parts for industrial companies. A third of its machines are idled.
We would like to replace machines faster, which we are not doing.
That's partly due to $3 million in tariff costs, partly because customers are buying less. Founder A.J. Goel says it's impacting his company and also the state at large.
A year back, that the manufacturing recessionary trends in this area started. Western Pennsylvania has lost a pretty big chunk of workforce.
That trend is emerging across the Rust Belt, a once blue corridor of heavy industry won over by President Trump's manufacturing-friendly message.
We've now gained nearly 10,000 new factories under my administration.
That early renaissance has started reversing in these politically critical swing states, which have lost 25,000 factory jobs this year. That's largely thanks to major multinational companies exposed to the slowdown overseas, and their weakness is spilling over. U.S. manufacturing activity declining for 3 straight months, with a sharper slowdown in the Midwest, where order backlogs are touching financial crisis-era levels. In Wisconsin, at Church Metal Spinning, welder Drew Savinsky's to-do list is getting shorter.
January and through May, this was completely full. Like, I couldn't even write anymore, but now it's toned down a little bit.
Church makes components for engines, plastic molds, and even playgrounds. President Mark Verheyen says he's still investing for the long haul.
I think there's still some optimism among people like me out there that it will be a blip.
But there is some impact now.
Our quarterly bonuses are lower than they were. People aren't necessarily getting 45, 50, 55 hours of work per week, so their overtime is down.
In Ohio, Timken is furloughing workers for 1 week every month.
They're not buying houses, they're not buying trucks, they're not buying new automobiles. They're looking at what the future is.
Bob Harper's lobbying lawmakers for the steelworkers he represents in Stark County, Ohio, where voters swung for Trump in 2016 after 3 elections backing Democrats. Harper says based on the economy, it may well swing back.
Everything he's promised to us is not there. You know, that's how he went after the Midwest, the Rust Belts, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, and all that. It's not working.
The White House did not respond to a request for comment. The Trump re-election campaign pointed to the number of net new manufacturing jobs created in the U.S. since 2017, but did not address the recent decline in swing states. But the recent travel schedules of Mr. Trump and Vice President Mike Pence suggest outreach to voters in the Rust Belt remains imperative. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Kayla Tausche in Washington.